obviously expected to be the top conversation. Joining us right now is Kansas Senator Roger Marshall. He is a member of the Energy, Small Business and Agriculture Committees. Senator, your committee is right in the middle of all of this with this inflation spike from energy to food. What do you want to see come out of this Saudi trip?
Well, Maria, what I wish is the president would take care of his own house first. Kansas will be the third leading capital investment in oil and gas in the next several years, but my folks are afraid to invest. They're afraid to invest because this president won't give them any certainty. And then he's piling on more regulations as well. I just hope the president doesn't embarrass us. I hope he repairs our relationship with Israel. Frankly, I think Israel's felt a little bit shunned by this president. Whatever he can accomplish with Saudi Arabia, well and good, but let's turn to American source for our oil dependence.
I think it's a really important point that you make, and yet we do not see any pivoting here, Senator, as you know. The president is digging in on his climate change agenda. In fact, even Joe Manchin is now shooting down any notion of passing any additional stimulus funding, even though I know and have reported in the last several weeks that Chuck Schumer has been trying to get Manchin on board on another Build Back Better version, which would include higher taxes. So here's Joe Manchin when we caught up with him last night. Watch this.
President Biden said the inflation number today is outdated because it doesn't include a small drop in gas prices we've seen recently. Is he right to blame the data for a historically bad inflation number?
It's the same people that might have given him information saying it was transitory a year ago, and it wasn't transitory.
No, it wasn't transitory, Senator. So why did they tell us for a year that inflation was no big deal and it was transitory as they tried to push through another $5 trillion spending plan?
Look, Maria, they are addicted to spending, and this bill is more inflationary spending. Look, if you're going to borrow another $1 trillion from my grandchildren, our grandchildren, it's going to be inflationary. And beyond that, like you point out, this is going to kill jobs. It's going to kill small businesses. They want to add a 3.8% tax to pass-through entities like LLCs and S-corps. Those pass-through entities probably make up over, half of the nation's companies and half of the jobs as well. So it's inflationary, and it kills jobs.
Well, I mean, we are already seeing the beginning of a wave of job cuts, certainly in the tech sector. But it's not just inflation on the essentials. It's other things as well. You wrote a letter yesterday to the administration asking to waive duties on fertilizer. Tell me about the situation around fertilizer right now.
Right, Maria. Well, the nitrogen-based fertilizers have quadrupled in price since Joe Biden took office. Quadrupled. And right now we have tariffs on some foreign countries for fertilizers, including Morocco and Trinidad. So we've asked the president, just like he took tariffs off solar panels because of an energy crisis, to take the tariffs off these fertilizers. The price of fertilizers is driving up input costs, and it ends up driving up the cost of groceries. Well, groceries were up 12% this month as well. So that's the cost of fertilizers are driving up the cost of those groceries. We want the president to stop these tariffs.
Well, what about tariffs on Chinese goods, Senator? Where are you on that? Because it seems that the China policy is all about giving in to the Chinese Communist Party. They didn't want the China Initiative. They didn't want all those investigations into their intellectual property theft. So Joe Biden canceled the China Initiative. They also don't want the tariffs on, and now he's considering it.
You're right, Maria. Look, China's even cut off their phosphate exports to everybody in the world right now. China is indeed playing the long game. I think President Trump and USTR Bob Lighthizer proved the only way you could handle China was to put high tariffs that you could automatically put back in when they didn't keep up their side of the bargain. They continue to steal intellectual property. They continue to make the fentanyl. We have to continue the tariffs on China. It's black and white to me.
All right, Senator, good to see you. Thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Senator Roger Marshall this morning in Washington. Thank you, sir.